it's easy to say, hey, well, expenses are drop. When you have young kids, it's just not really the case. If one parent passes away, you might have one less car payment and you might have a few less groceries, but ultimately life still remains the same from an expense standpoint. Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking through life insurance, particularly how to determine how much you need and figure out if you have enough. All right. This will be a little bit of a longer walkthrough today, but if this is something you're thinking about, hopefully it's really helpful for you. So starting off, starting point to figuring out how much coverage you actually need is actually determined by spending. Okay. So how much does your household spend each and every month? And when I say spending, I mean bills, utilities, going out to eat, all that stuff, as well as your required debt payments. All right. If you don't know those off the top of your head, a quick way to figure that out, or a plug number to use, just your net paycheck that you bring home, because ultimately that excludes savings and it excludes taxes already. So your net paycheck is kind of just the default number of what your family spends each and every month. All right. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that net pay for your family is $10,000 a month. Okay. So that $10,000 a month times 12 months a year is $120,000 per year to maintain your family's lifestyle as it is right now. Okay. I would recommend leaving that number at $120,000 a year. Ultimately, it's easy to say, hey, well, expenses are drop. When you have young kids, it's just not really the case. If one parent passes away, you might have one less car payment and you might have a few less groceries, but ultimately life still remains the same from an expense standpoint. And to make sure it remains the same, don't plan on selling your home. Your child just lost a parent and now you're going to rip them out of their home and their school. Don't do that. Have a heart. Just plan on maintaining the same lifestyle for your family on a moving forward basis. So $120,000 a year is what we need. Okay. Now we need a multiplier of that number. So figure out how old is your youngest child. So let's say your youngest child is 12 years old. Ultimately, they're going to be a dependent until age 22. Okay. That's how long the IRS says you can claim them as a dependent on that side. You can go a little bit longer, but ultimately it gets them through school, high school, where they're definitely dependent, and then most of the time through college, where they don't have income on their own as well. But beyond 22, they can get an apartment, they can do their own thing and support themselves at that point in time. So, hey, I've got a 12-year-old, I need to support them until 22. 22 minus 12, 10 years. Okay, we've got our multiplier. So $120,000 a year is the family lifestyle spend for 10 years. We've got $1.2 million of coverage that we would need to have to maintain the lifestyle for our family. So that's our need. Okay. Now we got to figure out, what do we have? All right. Sources here would be employer life insurance, personal life insurance, if your spouse continues to work, and then Social Security. Okay. Figure out from your employer if they provide any life insurance for you. Make sure you're not including that AD&D coverage. There's specific requirements there that you just can't count on it because you need to pass away in a specific way for that to count. So just leave that off. But if they give you any pure life insurance, count that. Let's just say it's $100,000. When your child was born 12 years ago, you took out a life insurance policy, $200,000 at that point in time. Great. We're up to $300,000. All right. Let's assume that your spouse now continues to work. How much is their net pay on their paycheck? Let's just keep it easy and say it's half. So $5,000 a month. All right. $5,000 a month times 12, you get $60,000 a year after taxes. For those next 10 years, we got $600,000 of income coming from your spouse continuing to work. We're up to $900,000 of what you have, all right, to fill in that need already. and then Social Security. This one is often overlooked, and frankly, people don't know. Pull up your Social Security statement. On the bottom left, you're going to see a box that looks like this right here. And I pointed out the 2 arrows. If you pass away, your child is actually eligible to receive benefits, all right, through age 17. Once they turn 18, that stops, okay? So let's just say, different than this here, it's $1,000 a month to keep it easy for me. $1,000 a month times 12, we get $12,000 a year from Social Security. We get it for another 5 years. They're 12, they get it through 17. They get it for another 5 years. So $12,000 a year times 5, we get $60,000 a benefit from the Social Security system. All right. Be aware if you have a lot of children. That other arrow there was the family limit. It is limited on that side. So just be aware of that if you have multiple children, that it is capped. All right, the Social Security benefit. So now we get $100,000 from our employer. We've got $200,000 of personal life insurance. We've got $600,000 of income from our spouse still working, and $60,000 of income from Social Security. Add them all up, we get $960,000 of insurance or income sources. All right, 1.2 million was our need. 960,000 is what we have on that side. That means our remainder, we got 240,000 of insurance gap to fill in. All right, find a term insurance policy and make sure your family's taken care of. So looking at that, I hope that's helpful to walk through. Pause this going back, whatever you need to do, but hopefully that gives you a framework to figure out an answer going into answering that question that's on your mind. Hey, do I have enough right now? Now you can figure it out. So play some golf this weekend, hit them well. Don't get struck by lightning, at least until you get that new life insurance policy. And we'll talk again soon. See ya.